Anika, with her hands clasped tightly behind her back, stared at the swirling patterns etched into the cold stone floor of the temple. Each intricate symbol was a whisper of ancient magic, each one humming with a power she could barely comprehend. For months, she had wandered this desolate temple, searching for something that could save her people. The prophecy, etched in fading ink on a tattered parchment, was a desperate plea. A plague had swept through their village, leaving its survivors gaunt and pallid. Only the mythical phoenix feather, imbued with a magic that could dispel the blight, held the key to their survival. But finding it was akin to grasping smoke. The temple's air hummed with a potent energy that sent shivers down her spine. Each time she attempted to enter the main chamber, where the ancient priests believed the feather resided, a whispering wind whipped up, forcing her to retreat. This wasn't just a temple, it was a living, breathing entity, guarding its secrets fiercely. As she knelt, a low moan echoed around her, the wind swirling into a small vortex of dust. A voice, hushed and echoing, resonated deep within the temple. The flame will rise, only with the blood of the sun. Anika flinched. She had heard whispers of a curse woven into the temple's fabric. The blood of a chosen one, born under the summer solstice, was needed to activate the temple's core, where the phoenix feather lay. This meant a sacrifice, but how could she condemn someone to such a fate? Just then, the wind intensified, throwing dust and gravel at her. A gust almost knocked her off her feet. She stumbled, her fingers grasping at a nearby carving for support. The tremor seemed to fade, replaced by a distinct feeling of calm. The wind stilled, and the temple felt silent, still, almost inviting. A small, almost hesitant light flickered to life, emerging from the core chamber. Hesitantly, Anika crept forward, drawn by the growing light. Inside the chamber, the air hummed with raw energy, making her chest ache. The source of the light was a single candle, set upon a carved pedestal at the chamber's center. The flame pulsed, a vibrant, almost unnatural blue, illuminating a figure standing beside it. A man, tall and lean, with sun-bleached hair and eyes the color of melted chocolate. He wore clothes tattered by travel, but held himself with the confidence of a king. He seemed oblivious to Anika's presence, staring at the blue flame with an almost reverent expression. Who are you?" Anika finally managed, her voice hushed. The man turned, his eyes startlingly green, glowing with an inner fire. "I am Raif." He took a step towards her, his gaze holding hers captive. "And you, I believe, are the guardian." His words left her confused. The prophecy had not spoken of a guardian, but of a sacrifice. This man, however, exuded a warmth that contradicted that cold, metallic truth. "The temple," she began, pointing towards the swirling energies at its core. "It is alive." "I know." He reached out, his touch barely brushing her arm. It left a warmth in its wake. "It chooses those it deems worthy, those who can stand before its fire and walk away unscathed." Anika recoiled. "But the prophecy speaks of blood, sacrifice." Raif smiled, a gentle curve of his lips that sent a shiver down her spine. "The prophecy speaks of the flame-bearer, not the victim. One who will harness the power of the phoenix, not be consumed by it." He reached out, his touch drawing her closer. "Anika," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. "You and I were born under the same sun, but we hold different flames within us. You, with the potential to heal, and I, with the will to protect." His eyes burned with intensity. The fire within the chamber seemed to pulse in rhythm with his own heart. a warmth that filled her chest with hope, despite the ominous feeling of dread that clung to the air. This man was more than just a protector, more than just the one destined to unlock the temple's secrets. He was the key to her people's survival, their last hope. And for a fleeting moment, Anika allowed herself to wonder, was there a chance that she wouldn't need to offer a sacrifice? That this strange magnetic man could offer a path to salvation without the price of blood? The days that followed were a whirlwind of anticipation and trepidation. Raif, with a quiet power she had never witnessed before, led her through the maze of the temple, teaching her the language of the stones, the whispered secrets hidden within the carvings, the ancient rituals that pulsed beneath the temple's very foundation. He moved with the grace of a panther, his touch igniting warmth that banished the chill of the temple. Anika learned that Raif was a traveler, a wanderer seeking knowledge and adventure. But beneath his light-hearted demeanor and quick wit, she saw determination, a fierce protectiveness towards her that was almost unsettling. He spoke little of his past, but when he looked at her, there was a longing in his eyes that she couldn't decipher, an unspoken connection she felt instinctively. One day, while they stood before a shimmering obsidian slab, its surface shimmering with forgotten power, he took her hand, his fingers warm against her cold skin. He pointed towards a faint, shimmering inscription that only revealed itself in the glow of the chamber's fire. "The blood of the sun is not a sacrifice, Anika," he whispered, his voice deep and rich. "It's the fuel, the fire that ignites the phoenix." Anika's stomach twisted. The truth of the prophecy hit her with the force of a physical blow. If Raif was the flame-bearer, his sacrifice was inevitable. But how could she accept that? "You can't make this choice alone, Raif," she pleaded, her voice choked with emotion. "My people, they are dying. I cannot let you face this alone." He stepped back, his expression clouding. "There is no other way. I was chosen for this task, just as the temple was chosen to be the phoenix's home." He spoke slowly, as though trying to grasp his own words. "The temple chooses the flame-bearer, but it also offers a chance. It seeks a guardian, a protector, one to watch over its heart and its flame, a vessel for its power," he whispered, looking into her eyes, a question lurking within their depths. Anika understood then. He wasn't offering her a choice, but asking for a partnership, a shared burden. She would not stand idly by and let him face the fiery fate of the flame-bearer alone. "I won't let you face this alone, Raif," she declared, her voice resonating with the quiet power of 1,000 echoes. "We will walk this path together." Raif's gaze met hers, his green eyes reflecting the dancing flames within the temple. It was a moment of shared understanding, a silent agreement between two souls bound by a shared destiny. With Anika's hand intertwined with his, Raif led her deeper into the heart of the temple, toward a cavernous chamber whose air crackled with raw magic. The stones pulsed with life, and the heat of the cavern radiated towards them like the sun's kiss. At the chamber's core, a glowing sphere of white light shimmered, suspended within a web of ancient glyphs. This was the phoenix's heart, a raw energy so potent it throbbed like a beating heart. Raif turned to her, a serene smile playing upon his lips. "It awaits us," he murmured. As he took a step forward, the temple's air shimmered with newfound energy. The stones surrounding them began to glow, the patterns etched within them humming with a power that almost choked Anika's breath. She knew that they had passed the point of no return. With his gaze unwavering, Raif plunged his hand into the pulsing light. The air erupted with heat, the sphere within the chamber intensifying. The symbols, etched on the walls, pulsated, the entire cavern vibrating with energy. Raif cried out, his body radiating heat. His hair and clothes turned a vibrant gold, the colors of a sunset on the horizon. The gold fire that blazed around him, an unnatural glow that filled the cavern, spread, pulsating outwards, toward Anika, toward the glyphs that held the heart of the phoenix captive. As the fire swept over her, she gasped. But it wasn't searing pain. It was a warmth that enveloped her. The warmth of hope, the glow of a sunrise. And within the glow, she felt the power of the temple flowing through her veins, filling her with strength and purpose. She, the protector, was ready. Then, in the heart of the cavern, something remarkable happened. The glowing sphere of light intensified, pulsed, and shattered. From within its shards emerged a figure cloaked in flames. The phoenix. It was a creature of incandescent beauty, a being made of light and power, a tapestry woven from the essence of the fire. As it unfolded its magnificent wings, its feathers gleaming like burnished gold, the air filled with the scent of embers and burning stars. The temple vibrated with energy, its walls trembling in a silent ovation. The phoenix turned to Raif, a magnificent avian form alight with warmth, and alighted gently on his outstretched arm. It nudged its head against his cheek, a quiet, acknowledging gesture. He touched its soft feathers with reverent fingers, his eyes alight with a mixture of awe and gratitude. And Anika? She stood there, her heart beating a rhythm of hope against her chest. This wasn't the end. This wasn't sacrifice. It was a beginning. Raif, the flame-bearer, had emerged from the fire, not consumed by it, but embraced by it, a testament to the temple's unwavering will. Together, she knew, they would bring the healing the temple had promised, bring life back to their world. The last phoenix had risen, and they stood ready to guide its light.